Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to talk about efficient ways to store your soft plastics. In tournament fishing, you really want to be as efficient as possible, and some of these ways that I've done in the past few years for storing my soft plastics have really saved me a lot of time and allowed me to be a lot more efficient on the water. So let's go ahead and jump into the different ways that you can store soft plastics. Obviously, you can store your soft plastics in the original packaging that they come in. And some of the reasons that I might do that is, for example, like with some of the Strike King baits, they have the hard shells. It basically prevents the pinchers and everything from getting bent over. Whenever they have these hard shells like this, I'll actually just leave them the way they are, and I'll keep them in the original packaging. Also with baits like max scent and things like that, I really don't want to lose any of that scent by removing them from the packaging. And actually what I'll do is I have a box in my front compartment that allows me to just open up my compartment, grab whatever I need to out of there, slide it back, and I still have plenty of room. And that seems to be the most efficient way to store baits that I leave in the original packaging. The cons to this though would be if you're gonna throw a bunch of baits in a day, you may have to have 4 or 5 packs of this, whereas if you're carrying a big Ziploc bag of them, they're all consolidated into one place. So that kind of brings us into the second way I store things, and it really depends on certain baits. So like I throw a green pumpkin tube a lot, so I carry a bunch of them in the boat. And in order to do that, rather than having an individual pack with like 5 or 6 tubes in each one, I carry a very large bag full of a bunch of them, and then I don't have to worry about running out as much. Usually one of these bags will last me the whole year, and I just set it in the corner in one of my compartments, and it doesn't take up that much room. So that's worked out pretty good for me, but that's another good way to do it. You got the packaging where you can keep that scent in there, and you can even add additional scent to it if you got some scent that you like. That keeps the scent in there with the Ziploc bag, and also I can consolidate a lot more than, say, if I have to carry 5, 6, 10 of these bags around, and then they just slide all over the boat when you're running in rough water and stuff like that. This keeps them all in one spot. So that's one way I do it whenever I have a bait that I have a lot of confidence in, that I plan on throwing a lot, and I want to make sure that I have plenty in the boat. Another thing that I started doing, and this saves a lot of space, this doesn't keep the scent in as well, so you kind of have to worry about losing some of that scent, but you also save a ton of space doing it this way. And what it is it's just a 3600 box and 3700 box, and I think they're 3701. So this is a 3601 and this is a 3701 Plano box. I got a whole row of each one of them, so I can fit 2 or 3 packs of these of each one of these Z-crawls in here, and I can fit more, and it slides right into the side compartments here, and I can fit a bunch of these cases side by side, and it really just saves a ton of room. Really nice to just come in here and say, oh, I want to throw a green pumpkin one, close it up, and you saved yourself a ton of time. That just seems to be a lot more efficient for me. And whenever one of these starts getting low, I'll go grab a pack of black and blue or whatever, and I'll fill it all the way up. So that's one of the things that has really helped me save a lot of time and be more efficient on the water. And like you can see, I do this with quite a few baits, a lot of worms, my flukes, my Cincos, anything like that. But you can really cram a lot more baits in there than what you would think. Like I said, it just saves a lot of time and makes you a lot more efficient on the water, because you can just jump in there, know exactly what you're going to grab right away, close it up, put it back in the boat compartment, and you're good to go. The fourth way that I've stored baits is with my swim baits, and what I'll do with those is a lot of times they come in these hard casings, and I like to leave my swim baits in the actual casings because I don't want to mess up my swim bait tails and make them swim funny. But I got these, I don't even know what this Plano box is called. It's a 3707. I think it used to be an old crankbait box that had dividers in here, and I take those out, so it's basically, there ain't nothing in the Plano box itself. and it allows me to just set as much stuff as I can fit in there. With some of these swim baits, they have really big cases and it's hard to fit them anywhere. With these bigger boxes, it helps me fit those casings of those swim baits in there, and really you can really store quite a bit of baits in there. And then for my smaller swim baits, like I said before, I don't like to take my swim baits out of the packaging because I don't want to mess up the tail. But some of my smaller swim baits, what I'll do is I'll group them by sizes. So like here you can see this is 3.8 Kitech fats. And so I'll group them by sizes. I'll leave them in their packages. I'll just get a gallon Ziploc bag and I'll put 2 or 3 of each color that I plan on using. I don't like to overcomplicate it and get a ton of different colors, but I'll put 2 or 3 of each color that I plan on using, and I'll throw them in there. They'll stay in their original packaging so they won't mess up the tails of my swim baits. So that's how I store my smaller soft plastic swim baits. My bigger ones I'll throw in these big Plano boxes to kind of keep them all together. And the fifth and final way that I like to store my baits, and I don't really do this a whole lot, is in one of these bigger boxes. This is what I do for like my Ned rigs. I basically have all these baits, and it's nice because you can they fit almost perfectly in these boxes. And then I actually have a smaller Plano box that I have with all my hooks and terminal tackle in there. I just slide that in there and pop the lid on, and I can grab this whenever I want to and take it wherever I need to. I don't grab this box very much because it's Ned rigs, but that's a good way for me to store Ned rigs. And you can use that for any other baits, but obviously it's kind of a personal preference. These are just a few of the ways I do it. Some baits may be more efficient for you to do a different way. This could be efficient depending on how you fish and the types of baits you use. But like I said, I don't use it a whole lot, but it could be very helpful for someone out there. But majority of my baits are in these Plano boxes because I feel like it just takes up less space. But like I said, it just depends on your personal preference and what works for you. Here are a few ideas that might help you out along the way and maybe help you be more efficient on the water. So hope you enjoyed that tip, and be sure to follow along, and we'll see you guys next time.